Welcome to the Ambitious Coach Podcast. This is a place where driven, determined coaches learn how to get off the business growth struggle bus and learn how to build a wildly profitable online coaching business. I'm your host, Allison Henderson, corporate dropout to six-figure social media business coach. I'm going to show you how I've been able to create the business of my dreams organically, all through utilizing my social media platforms. So pull up a seat, take some notes, and get ready to see your life and bank account transform. Hello, and welcome back to the podcast. I know I've said it before, but I'm definitely going to say it again. Thank you so much for all the positive reviews, the shares, the emails, the DMs. I'm so excited and just honestly deeply grateful that this is all resonating with you. So thank you so much. It really does mean a lot. Before we officially get started, a lot of what my podcast focuses on is mindset and strategy, right? So I wanted to share with you a bit more about my one-on-one coaching because this is what we'd be focusing on, but like on a much deeper level. So let me tell you a bit more about what that would look like for you. So if you haven't been stalking my profile on Instagram, like how dare you, but I help coaches find and sign new clients through their social media profiles. So if you've been posting and praying or using the posting and praying method, or just kind of waiting for clients to come to you, or you just are kind of winging this whole social media strategy thing, and then obviously, in addition to that, you're probably not seeing that revenue or those clients coming in every single month, then I'd like to invite you on a sales call with me. So in the show notes, I have a link for you to check out my new one-on-one coaching package where we would be working together for 3 months on laying out your whole business foundation, getting your mindset in check, and also taking action on my social media strategy. So if you are ready to change your business, start seeing those clients come in, then check out the show notes. All right, well, let's get started. So in today's episode, I'll be diving into how to figure out your ideal client. Sometimes it's referred to as like dream client, client avatar, or like ideal client avatar. I don't know, there's all kinds of stuff out there, but I'm just going to be saying ideal client. So we're going to use that word a lot here in this episode. So most of my clients are relatively new coaches, meaning that they've been in business for less than a year or two. Okay. So one of the biggest hiccups I see is really nailing down who their ideal client is. Because when you don't know how to really market to them. You don't know what kind of offers they'd even buy. You aren't really clear on their struggles, their challenges, their pain points, their triggers, and also their wants and their true desires. And when we don't really understand our ideal client, it's pretty hard for us to make money. So that's why today I just want to simplify this for you and help you wrap your head around who this person is. So even if you feel like you know who your ideal client is, I'm pretty sure you're going to take away some nuggets here today. So bear with me, okay? But you also might be asking me, why do I need an ideal client anyway, Allison? Well, I'm going to share with you the most cliche marketing quote, okay? It's, if we are marketing to everybody, we are marketing to nobody. The last thing I want is your message, your offers, your everything to get saturated, okay? To just be literally one message that sounds just like everybody else's. So our message can't stand out through all that social media noise when we're marketing to all the peoples, okay? We need to be marketing to one person. So I know you can help a lot of people, and you may not want to really put yourself in that box to one specific person. And you may think, I can get more clients if I'm marketing to a lot of people. But the sooner that you can clearly identify who this person is, you will have a much easier time finding them and marketing to them. And let's be real, signing them into your programs. Okay, so what's an easy way for you to determine who this person is? Well, if you've had clients before, or even just like a few, you can probably pinpoint one of them that was like, I'm all in. I love you. Can't wait to get started. Like everything you said on your sales page is like so me. Like you want those people coming into your world. Like you want that vibe with like all of your clients. Okay. So who was that person for you? Maybe she was like super easygoing, listened to like every word you said. She did her homework like excitedly, stayed consistent with the plan and advice, left a raving review, just simply loved getting coached by you. So once again, we want clients like that every single day. So this person is someone you'll be spending a lot of time with as well. So we don't want a bunch of people inside our coaching containers that are draining our energy for 3 months. Or if you haven't really worked with anyone yet, you might sit there and go, Allison, that doesn't really resonate because I haven't had a client. Then I'd like for you to think about someone in your real life, like a family member, a friend, a coworker, an old college roommate, or a high school friend. Likely someone in your real life fits this description, okay? So you just need to be honest and go, yeah, that's her all right. Okay, so pick somebody. If you are having trouble with this, like pinpointing that ideal client, then I'd like to suggest marketing to someone who is just like you. Who were you when you started your client transformation journey? So think about your timeline. You may need to go way back. You are likely a highly evolved version of your ideal client. You have transformed a lot over the last few months, the last few years. Maybe it's been a year, 2 years, or maybe even 10 years that you've gone through this. So you're like future version of your ideal client. So they're hiring you to collapse that time for them, okay? We learn from people who have experienced something and have a method or a process to share of how they did it. Just kind of like me. I have a process of how I was able to get to 6 figures in my online coaching business. And that is what I share with you guys. Okay. So you're always sharing how you went from here to there. So an example could be like, I am a fitness and health coach because I was able to lose 100 pounds over the past, say, 5 years. And now I want to help people do the same. Well, think about yourself 5 years ago. How were you feeling? What was your day-to-day struggles? What was something that was really happening in your life? What triggered you to want to lose this weight? Why did you decide to hire a coach? If you did decide to hire a coach, right? Why did you think now was the best time? So this is who you're going to be selling and marketing to. And when you know your ideal client, you are clear on so much. You know their problem and you know that you have a solution to their problem. So what is that big problem you help them solve? What do you help them overcome? How can you get them closer to their desires? So now that I've given you how to find your ideal client, think about that person. I want you to actually give this person a real name. Like literally use her real name if it's a real person, okay? It's totally fine to do this. I do this all the time, okay? So this is the person you are going to create and write content for. This is who you show up for every single day on social media. This is the one you create a full program for. Okay. And if you're still stuck around this, I want to remind you, you can change this over time. Literally any time you want, you can choose a new ideal client. I don't want you doing this like every single month. You can pivot or change with the more clients you end up working with. Okay. So there may be different variations of your ideal client too, with the more people that you do decide to work with. Okay. So I'm going to give you an example because I know a lot of people choose like just females or just moms, right? So when I think about that, like, okay, I work with moms. Okay, but what kind of mom? Where does she live? How much money does she make? Does she work? Is she a stay-at-home mom? Is she somebody that like drops her kids off at daycare? How many kids does she have? Is she single? Is she married? Does she get coffee at Starbucks every single day? Does she carry around like a designer purse? Does she coupon and really struggle with paying her bills? So marketing to a single working mom with 3 kids living, say, like in the suburbs is different than marketing to a married mom with 2 incomes living in downtown Chicago with only 1 kid. Okay, feel me on that? So try your best to really nail this down. Get as far down as you possibly can go. And the reason why is so marketing and selling can get much, much easier and more detailed for you. Like I really want you speaking to this ideal client. You actually want to be getting DMs weekly or even daily that just say, are you in my head? Like I literally just said that. Or I just thought that. If you have been on some sales calls, you can literally use like actual words and phrases that they said on those calls and use them in your content and in your sales pages. Our content, like I said, has to be relevant to our audience so that they actually will want to read it or watch it. And that's the flip and shame here is because we can try so hard, like so hard on our content to build this business. The sooner that we can just get clear and specific on who this person is, the sooner you will see more clients signing on to work with you. All right, so the last piece in all of this too is when we know who our ideal client is, we know where they're hanging out. And I'm not a big fan of waiting for clients to come to you. If you've ever worked with me or you know my method at all, I don't want you waiting for clients. I want you going to them. Therefore, if you don't know who your ideal client is, you'll likely waste a ton of time waiting for people to magically find you. And that just takes way too long. All right, so let's not do that. Let's go to them and build the business of your dreams, okay? I think I covered everything when it comes to figuring out who your ideal client is. So if you're still feeling a bit lost and you're still feeling like stuck here and you really would love some direction, and obviously you want more clients in your business, this is something we cover inside one-on-one coaching, okay? Creating content, nailing down your offers, and selling does become 100% easier when you just know who this person is. So check out the link in my show notes to apply today, or just DM me on Instagram if you have more questions. All right, thank you so much for listening, and I'll talk to you soon. Thank you for listening to the Ambitious Coach podcast today. A couple favors before you go. If you found this episode helpful, please take a screenshot and share it on Instagram. Most importantly, don't forget to tag me at Allison Henderson _coach. That's ALLISON Henderson _coach. And lastly, please take a minute to rate this episode and leave a raving review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you tune in to listen. Okay, ambition is great, but it's time to get to work. Take action and commit to being 1% better every day. Once again, thank you for tuning in, and I will see you again next week.